Hey everybody, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matthew motherfucking Lopes, bitch.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
The fucking, have you ever been here before? You've probably never even been here before. Welcome to the goddamn cave, brother.
Welcome.
Chris, what can they expect from a show like this?
I think they should lower their expectations greatly.
I think they should expect the most from us.
They should.
And that'll force us to, you know, to bring the fucking heat. I feel like if they were like, hey, we're gonna go into this expecting the highest quality, that would really push us to just create the best product ever.
Well, you know, it's like my dad always used to tell me.
Yeah. What did your dad used to tell you?
He used to tell me, you know, sometimes your best isn't good enough because you're not good enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your dad seemed like he was really hard on you. How do you feel about that?
You know, we don't really talk anymore.
But hey, it made you the person that you are today.
And what a treasure that is for the world.
What are you talking about, bro? You're the fucking co-host of the number one podcast on the books right now.
That's true. Number one
on the fucking books.
As far as regional, southwestern Connecticut podcast based on comedy with two hosts, we're probably number one. At least top five.
We're at the top of the white male dominated podcasts.
Yeah.
You can bet your goddamn ass. Bet your goddamn ass on us.
Crushing it, dude.
How about you just fucking bet your goddamn ass?
Oh, Matt, today's a special day.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Why is today a special day, Chris? Well, oh, it's because it's April now, right? So it's like, what is it?
Oh, I was going to say.
It's like, isn't it? I just keep interrupting it. What is it?
This is what I deal with.
I'm sorry. What is it?
This is what No, today's a special day because today I got a memory on Instagram.
Oh, shit, really?
A memory on Instagram because, you know, it goes little memories of your story this year.
Yeah.
And I looked, and it was the post I secretly posted from the psych ward a year ago.
No way.
Yeah.
Grippy sock.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. Wait, hold on. What was the post? Oh, the post was the screenshot?
So what I did is when you get taken to intake at the psych ward,
yeah.
right? Because they put you in the hospital first. So I was in the hospital for a night, and then they evaluate you. But once you're in the holding room at the hospital, you're going to the psych ward. You're not going home. Okay. So they take me to the psych ward, and they had taken all my things to the hospital. So they give me my things back just to make sure they're all there, right? Because they're gonna catalog it or whatever, like, you know, whatever. And then they go like, you can have your phone back for 10 minutes and just take down all the numbers you want to call while you're here. And I was like, yeah, cool. So I take out the phone. I write down my friend Mike, friend of the show, write down Mike Massaro's number.
Yeah.
And then I write down my mom's number.
Right.
And then the guy like gets up to do something. He's not paying attention. He's like checking a chart. So I just open up Instagram and I take my dates poster for April and he's like, hey, what's on the screen? What are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be taking numbers. You can't like communicate with people with the phone. I'm like, no, I'm not. I just got to post to Instagram. And he's like, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
It's like,
you're like, it's already going.
And I was just like, just 1 second. He grabs my arm. He starts pulling me. And I'm like, you can't touch me. You can't. I just start freaking out. And he's freaking out. And I just click send. And then I lock my phone. And I just go, okay, I'm all good now. So I only got 2 phone numbers.
You can't sue them? You can't sue them for touching you against your will?
So this is a thing most people don't know. You basically, it's called getting sectioned. When you get sent to the psych ward against your will.
They turn you into a couch.
They turn you into a couch. When you get sectioned against your will, you basically lose human rights.
Yeah.
Because you're perceived at the moment as not like capable of taking care of yourself. You're like not mentally fit. So you lose like your status as an adult. Right. And you become basically like a ward of the state. So the state like technically kind of owns you, similar to like when you go to jail.
Is that the same thing as being like a danger to society?
No, because that's like a different. That's like that gets you on a watch list. No, I was just mentally unwell.
What was it when my aunt got sectioned from the family? What was that?
Wait, like it wasn't like sectioned from the family?
It was for similar reasons. Like she had no, it's not from the family, but she was like sectioned. Section 8. What is that?
Section 8 is welfare housing.
And that's not the same thing as.
No, different section.
It's a whole different. So what you're talking about is like Section 7?
Sure. I don't know what the number is.
Different sections. That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
They don't tell you what the number is while you're in there. Seems like a bad club to be in.
I wasn't listening to much of it. I was just rambling about how none of you know I'm famous. I'm famous. You don't even know I'm famous.
Check my phone. Check how many likes that post has.
Check how many likes
Check how many.
I got 7 likes. You don't even know you're fucking with. And,
it's been 4 minutes. That shit got 7 likes, brother.
Yeah. It was great though, because when they because I got like ambushed by the police.
Okay.
So and just clear, I didn't do anything illegal. Just they send the police when they take you to the psych ward because they're the first responders that handle that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was in my apartment, and I was in the middle of a work meeting. Like I was on Zoom, like a company-wide meeting.
Okay.
And I just hear a knock at the door, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry about that, guys. Just ignore it. It's probably like my landlord or whatever." And I hear another knock. Still don't answer. The third knock is like, "It's the police. Open up." And I just go, "Hey guys, sorry. I think the police are at my door.
No.
I'm sure this is a misunderstanding, but I gotta go." And just like logged out of the Zoom meeting. And I go, and I at this point I'm still assuming like, okay, this is a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
They think like, maybe someone's on the run in the neighborhood. Who knows?
Right.
And so I go to the door. I open the door, and there's these 2 police officers, and they're like, "Hey, bud."
White males.
They were, and they're like, "Hey, bud, are you Chris Warren?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like,
"What about it?"
They're like, "You're gonna need to step outside." I'm like, "Do you have a warrant?" And they're like, "This isn't a warrant issue." And I was like, "What's going on?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, some people called concerned about you harming yourself." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna do that." And they're like, "I'm sorry. At this point, like legally speaking, we have to take you in or we're liable. So there's literally nothing you can say to us at this point that is gonna talk us out of taking you away."
And they should have brought a fucking warrant.
No, it's not a warrantable issue.
Of course it is.
No.
If they have probable cause, then they bring the warrant with them to your house and be like, "Here, this is the warrant. Now come with us."
I don't think you understand how the law works, Matt.
That's exactly how it
warrants
should work.
are used in very specific circumstances.
You can't just take people out of their house because somebody else just fucking, he might kill himself.
I agree with you, but legally in Connecticut, they can.
I thought it would have been funny if like you were still on that work call, you just put it on mute, and because you didn't think that it would be like an
he's
actual
coming
thing.
right back.
Yeah. And then the police like you see on the Zoom call that you're getting arrested. You're getting placed in handcuffs.
I was in a full bathrobe because I never used to turn my mic on for Zoom meetings, so I was just in my full pajamas and bathrobe. I go to the door, and they're like, "So there's nothing you can say to us where you're not coming with us. So we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way." And I was like, "What's the fucking hard way?" And they're like, "I mean, I could rustle you to the ground." I'm like, "Am I under arrest?" They're like, "No, but we are detaining you." And I'm like, "Okay, so like legally you can't." I keep wanting to leave, right? Like I'm getting ready to leave, and they can tell like I'm looking for a way to like make a run for my car because I have my car keys in my pocket.
In your bathrobe.
In my bathrobe.
In your bathrobe, you got your keys.
And always ready. And so they handcuff me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this seems excessive. And the old like lieutenant or whatever was like a big dickhead and was like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, yeah." And he goes like makes some call on the radio, and the younger guy who was probably my age, right, like late 20s, was super cool. Yeah. He was just like a new police officer, and he's like, "Hey man, like I don't know what happened. I don't know why like your friends or whoever called this in, but clearly people are worried about you, and our job is just make sure you're safe. I'm sorry about the lieutenant. He's in a bad mood, but like I just want you to know like we want you to be safe. Is there anything I can do to help you out?" And I was like, "Do you have a cigarette? Because I'm freaking out right now."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I do actually." And he pulled out cigarettes. He gave me a cigarette and lit it. And I just sat there with him as we waited for the ambulance to come as I just smoked a cigarette like
with handcuffs on?
Yeah, it was great.
How the fuck do you smoke cigarettes with no hands?
Put it in your mouth and puff on it.
Yeah, but then you have to get rid of the cigarette in order to exhale the smoke.
No, you don't.
What the fuck?
Matt, what soft life are you living?
No way, bro.
What soft
you
life?
can put a cigarette in your mouth and smoke the whole thing without taking it out of your mouth?
I usually don't.
Get the fuck out. That's not possible.
No, it's not the most pleasant experience.
You need to take it out in order to...
But it's possible.
To take it out.
Oh, well, and the best part about the psych ward is, right? Yeah. I'm there screaming about... Because Lisa Lampanelli had booked me to do like a private event.
Yeah.
Like that following Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just in there screaming like, "I'm going to be famous. You don't understand. My friend, famous comedian Lisa Lampanelli booked me on a show for Monday." And they're like,
shit.
They're like,
yeah.
Yeah, your friend Lisa Lampanelli from Comedy Central. She booked you.
It sounds crazy as fuck.
She booked you on a show.
I love that.
No, that's great. I
love that. You're like, you're not fucking hearing me out. Yeah. I'm being dead ass. And that's everybody. Actually, everybody who's in that ward saying shit, they mean it.
And
it's all real.
And the best part, I was like, "Look it up. I'm Chris Warren. I'm going to be on it." Like, Doesn't say Chris Warren on your license, so that's not helping. I'm like, I swear I'm him.
You think when people travel into like, once space travel is a thing, do you feel as though like they're gonna have to have like a mental facility on that spaceship? Like, do you think space, like once we take that step to go like onto like spaceships and shit, do you think we're gonna need to have a section of the ship like for like a prison if anybody acts up on the ship?
I don't think we got room in the ship. I think you just get sent out the airlock.
You think if you do anything bad,
you
it's a whole new world,
just out the
it's
airlock.
a whole new world order.
Just shoot you like in Among Us, dude. We just shoot you into space.
You're not as nice as you said you were when you first got on the ship. You're the imposter.
Yeah,
you're being real imposter-ish, bro.
Oh, we should introduce the topic today. We have a topic for the episode.
We got a topic, and I tried to lead into it, but it didn't work well.
The topic today is space. You like that? You guys like that new
Ralph Macchio?
intro?
Edit it in. Edit it in.
I liked what we did with the wilderness last time. I wasn't expecting that. I was watching. I was like,
I didn't like that font. Make the space font better this time. But yeah, that's the topic for today's episode. I have a few things to say about it because like first, I understand that I know nothing about it. Do you think that's true? Do you think I don't have anything written for this, but do you feel as though like, you know how they say like we know more about space than we do about our oceans? Do you think that's fucking true?
I think it's bullshit.
You think it's bullshit?
Yeah. Well, no, because it's like we can see all the space above us because it's just there.
Yeah.
Right. So we see all the space that we can see.
Right.
And we don't see certain parts of our ocean because it's so deep. But I don't think that means we understand space better than we understand an ocean.
Right.
Yeah.
Ben, what do you think?
You said more about outer space than we do our
People
oceans.
say we know more about outer space than we do our own oceans.
I think that's hard because do we truly know the confines of outer space?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Visible universe does not mean entire universe, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's fucking weird. That's weird to think about. I was thinking like if God like I know that you like like we have our own. Everybody has their own beliefs about God. But if like God were to exist, I feel as though
Which he does.
Sure. I feel like he like there has to be if he exists like then there has to be other planets. Like I'm just trying to understand why we would have like other stars and other planets like out there that are uninhabitable right now. Like if your whole thing was like why do we have other stars? Like why would we have other stars if God exists?
Okay, because you could view it this way.
Yeah.
Right? Take it this way. So they talk about the Garden of Eden, right? You know that basic story. Right?
Yeah.
Adam and Eve, first two people.
Apple on tree.
Yeah, apple on the tree. Then the Garden of Eden, it's paradise. It's perfect for humans to live in.
Right.
What if Earth is the Garden of Eden? It's perfect for us to live in. It's perfectly suited to us to thrive.
Yeah.
And the rest of space is there for the future for us to go and colonize and spread over eons, over millions of years out into the stars. And this Earth is the Garden of Eden where we started.
Well, why are all the other planets uninhabitable then?
Because we're going to go make them inhabitable, dude.
No, we can't make other planets habitable. Do you not
yes,
know?
Are you out of your mind? Yeah, we can.
We can go. No.
Yes, we can.
Not everyone. Not every planet.
No, not all of
Some
them.
planets are just gas, bro.
That's true. Well, we haven't figured that out. Maybe we'll figure out a way.
Maybe we get gas shoes.
No, you ever seen Star
Yo,
Wars?
gas-powered shoes?
Lando Calrissian lived on those cool discs.
I've never seen Star Wars.
Oh, my God. Matt's never seen Star Wars.
And I can't watch any of the new ones because I haven't seen the old ones. I refuse to watch the old ones.
You can't because they're before the 90s.
They're before the 95,
yeah. Gotcha. So...
No, I've never seen it. But like also like I don't understand. Like if there were habitable planets, I feel like if God exists, he's placed them just far enough apart from each other where we can't interact with them.
No, not right now with the technology we have. Here's what I'll say, because you don't know where technology is going to go. If you told a guy in the medieval era, like only like less than 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago in the medieval times, if you told a guy like, hey, in the future you'll be able to pick up this square of glass and talk to someone in China. With no wires. It just goes through the air and you just talk to them in real time. There's no delay. There's no lag.
Right.
You'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind. That's impossible. So I'm sure there's ways in the future we'll travel to space or whatever that like we can't even fathom right now.
Right. Like maybe we'll finally find out how to travel at the speed of light and shit.
Yeah, or
like
wormholes. You know, that's always in sci-fi. Teleportation. We don't know.
You think fucking... I see a lot of people are like, oh, there's no air in space.
There's not. No, that's pretty evident.
Yeah, but like you don't know.
You want to test it?
You don't know.
Matt, we'll put you up there. We'll test it.
I feel like if anybody would be able to survive in space, I think I could do a pretty good job at it.
What makes you ready?
I think I could do better than the normal person. Because I don't feel like it's actual, like, no air. I just think that it's so cold that people are just like, don't go out there, no air.
It's too cold.
You know? I just think air is like, I just think space is like super, super fucking cold.
It is. It is very cold.
And therefore, so you send me out there with a couple jackets.
Get you a Canada Goose jacket. You're
Yo,
good to go.
Canada Goose. I've never even worn one of those.
You just float around in space for eons.
I don't think Canada Goose would make jackets for in my size. I don't think they would do it.
Matt, question for you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite planet?
My favorite planet?
Yeah, you got a favorite planet?
I always thought that Sirius X was a cool name for a planet. But then I was like, what's the relation to Sirius XM? Do I even listen to that? I don't. So like I can't endorse. I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know what my favorite planet would be. Oh, I really liked Saturn because of the cool rings.
That's a cool choice. I like that.
Yeah.
Saturn's pretty chill.
That's my guy.
Cool rings, yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Saturn's a good choice. This is kind of, a lame answer, but I would say probably Mars. I think Mars is really cool.
Why?
Because Mars is potentially habitable in the future, and there's a lot of theories that say at one point it was habitable. And we could, in theory, because it has enough of an atmosphere, it's not like a strong enough atmosphere for us to survive in currently.
Why?
But because it doesn't hold oxygen enough, and it doesn't protect us from solar radiation enough. But
so we can go there though still?
Well, we put a rover on Mars. So if we went to Mars, we could, in theory, if we got better technology and made it more efficient, we could terraform Mars with plants.
Where they would survive?
We'd have to figure that out. We'd have to work. There's a way to do it though. And if we terraformed it for long enough, it would create a real atmosphere, and then we could, in theory, live on Mars in the future, not in a moon base, just out on the surface.
But it would have to be in pods.
No.
Oh, because the foliage would give us oxygen.
Would give the
enough?
oxygen, and then it would create the atmosphere. And
so then that goes to raise the question: who the fuck put plants on Earth all those years ago?
God.
Who the goddamn did that?
It was Hashem himself that he came down.
You have to stop saying God on the podcast.
I do. My rabbi's gonna be mad.
You go to hell.
We don't have hell.
Oh, well, everything just works out for you, doesn't it?
Hell, no.
I do something bad. It's okay because there's no hell. Fuck you,
hell's
bruh.
something that Goyim Pope made to keep the masses. Get all those fucking pagans to convert to their bullshit religion.
Holy shit.
Made up a scary, evil place with a horned red man. Fucking morons.
Are all those planets? I don't feel. You feel like all those planets that are currently uninhabitable are just in a current state of inhabilitation? Do you feel like all these planets that are uninhabitable now, at least maybe they were habitable at one point, or they will be habitable at one point?
Well, I think a lot of planets definitely will be habitable in the future if we figure out proper terraforming, which the technology isn't there quite yet, but theoretically it is possible if our technology catches up to the idea.
But again, it's all relative to just our experience, right? Like we don't know if there's creatures out there in space that would be able to survive in just the space vacuum.
Possibly, yeah.
That could just live off that, right?
Well, it's like...
But the way we know science is all of the creatures that we currently have living on Earth have to follow certain rules, which is like breathe our air, have to eat food and shit like that.
Not necessarily.
Are there animals that could live in outer space?
Yeah. Well, it's not. We wouldn't describe it as an animal. It's a microscopic organism. But what's it called? Ben, help me out.
Tardigrade.
The tardigrade. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need fucking Ben, dude. I'm your guy.
Yeah, they survive.
Don't ever talk to Ben ever again. If you have any questions, you come straight to me.
They can
don't
survive
talk to my Ralph.
In the void of space.
That's
they
fantastic.
Can just float around.
They've done that before.
Yeah, they can do it.
Dude, how many tardigrades do you think are out in outer space right now?
Chilling, dude. Probably a bunch.
Dude, you think do you think we can do that?
We can tardigrade out, dude.
You think in outer space, do you feel as though in outer space on our fucking spaceships and shit that we've had tardigrades that we just fucking let escape
possibly
go hang out there? What if we're the ones that are putting creatures on other planets?
We're gonna be in the future.
What do you mean?
We're gonna seed the stars.
Seed the stars.
We're gonna seed the stars and spread forward. We will become the old ones, which future alien races, once we no longer exist, will look back upon as living gods. And I think I would survive the longest amount of time in space out of everybody else. You know how everybody else goes fucking crazy and shit? I would go crazy in like 2 days.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I would lose my fucking mind.
Other people get like claustrophobic. They get too antsy. They're like, I got to get out of here. And you can't because you're in space, you know? But I feel as though I would, I feel like I'd be good. I think I could survive like multiple decades with just like a Game Boy Advance and a Twitter feed.
There's no Twitter in space, Matt.
Yeah, there is. You can have Wi-Fi in space. Connected to the fucking mothership? Yes, you fucking can.
Not if you go too far. You'll get away from all...
No, it's called a router. You never fucking heard of a router, bro? This dude doesn't know what a router is. What a fucking idiot.
You're gonna get far enough away from the original signal that
we'll always have connection to Earth. We'll always have a fucking communication with Earth, won't we?
Not necessarily.
What?
Yeah, if you get far enough
Why would
away.
anybody want to leave Earth if we could never have communication with Earth?
That sounds heavenly. To just go out and never see anyone from Earth again?
Here. No way. It sounds heavenly.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Shoot me into fucking... I'll go live on Mars. Shoot me up to space. I'll live on the colony.
I would love to be the most talented person on Mars. You know? Like, I can't do it here, but we already have, like, Denzel, you know?
Let's build a rocket. Let's GoFundMe, crowdsource a rocket to shoot Matt into space so you can be the most talented person
100%
on Mars. Question, do you think that Mars used to have a civilization up there? Because I've heard a lot of theories.
Fucking no.
I like to believe they might have.
No.
Like a million years ago? You don't think maybe they had something going on?
Idiot, no. Wouldn't we have fucking figured it out with the Mars rover if they had any, they wouldn't leave any evidence behind?
The Mars rover's only covered like 10 square miles. If you dropped a Mars rover...
Oh, you're saying they could have dropped the Mars rover in like the desert of Mars?
In the desert, yeah, we don't know.
Can the Mars rover dig?
I don't believe it can. No.
They got to go find some dinosaur bones on Mars.
Because that's true. If they all went, if their like civilization went extinct for whatever reason, like thousands of years ago, it'd all be buried. You wouldn't be able to tell from the surface.
I'm so fucking pissed, dude.
We've never been to Mars.
No, rovers have. I think they've sent 2 Mars rovers.
Have they? What's the impossibility with sending a human?
It's so long.
It's
takes like a 10-year trip or some shit like that.
No, it takes you, I believe, 3 years each way. And the thing is, we only have the technology to send you there. So we could send you there over 3 years. We have no way of getting you back.
You have to come back.
Yeah, you're
if you
just
want to
there.
come back, you're going to have to figure out how to do a bunch of mechanic shit.
Uber doesn't go that far?
Uber doesn't go that far. Well, they would, but the Wi-Fi doesn't reach, so they can't pick up the ride.
That would make a bug.
Yeah, that'd be like a $3 million
They better
Uber
have
trip.
Twitter on Mars. Of course they're going to have Twitter on Mars. You think Elon's going to not make sure that happens?
Matt, what should we be worried about this week?
I want to talk a little bit about this. Not so much because I'm fucking scared. I'm not scared. I don't think I should want to bring this up too much. There's, you know how like when you were little and and you were watching TV, right? Let's say for this example, it's George Lopez. You remember being 8 years old watching George Lopez on TV? You know how like your crush at that time was Carmen from George Lopez? Remember how everybody was like, I feel like now that we're older, it should be okay for her to still be our crush. Like that was our childhood crush. I feel like we're grandfathered in.
Hold on. I just want to get really clear.
You should be worried.
Okay. I am worried.
You should be worried about childhood crushes, childhood celebrity crushes.
Now, I want to ask a point of clarification. So if you're like 12 and there's like a girl on a TV show that's 12 and you have a crush on her, that's fine. That makes sense. Are you arguing that now you as a 23-year-old are still allowed to have a crush on the 12-year-old version of that celebrity?
I don't think you should still be crushing on her, but I feel like you should be able to be like, that was my childhood crush. She was hot.
I'd think the second part you shouldn't say.
She was hot as fuck back then.
I don't like that.
I
don't like that at all.
That's like the child in you saying that, though. Am I fucking... Everybody's against me on that?
No, I was about to say, I didn't want to kill the tension here. It was great.
Yeah. Like it's fucking...
I was about to say, Jared and I have been watching... like iCarly,
yeah.
Victorious again.
Okay.
And having that same exact
Holy shit.
Where it's
about
like,
who? Jade? Jade from Victorious? Who is it?
Yes,
is it really?
yes,
You're not on camera. You have to fucking talk. You can't just look at each other like that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, on Victorious, they were older. But I was saying it's weird how back in the day, these people seem so much older than me, and I had such a crush on them. But now, it's weird for me to say that.
Right, exactly.
But that's just how they existed then. They don't live...
Okay, first
in
of all...
real time, they're older.
First of all, I don't need anyone... named Jared's opinion on pedophilia right now. Okay, I think I'm going to say that probably not the opinion I'm going to side with.
Go eat some fucking sandwiches.
Go eat. But
that's beautiful. That's so
But
good.
no, I think it's like fine if you were like, that was my crush, but I don't think you can.
She was hot.
See that, but I don't like
Why
that.
do you like that?
Because when you're at that.
She was. She's not anymore. I'm not currently being like Carmen, that 15-year-old from George Lopez is hot. I'm not saying that.
Okay, that's all I just want to make sure. That's what I wanted to make sure.
She was hot as fuck?
No. See, when you say that.
You don't like that? You don't like that?
And you're like, now that she's 20, she's fucking gross.
No, when I was little, I found her attractive.
Yes, that's all you have to say.
She was hot.
Because that
Carmen from George Lopez was hot as fuck.
That when you say that, it seems like you're reminiscing about.
I am.
How okay.
There was a child version of me who used to think that she was hot. Right?
Okay, if you say it in that exact context, I guess that's fine.
But does that make her not hot?
No, I don't find any children hot.
Me neither.
But you just said.
She was hot.
Okay, I just don't like the phrasing.
When I was 8.
I get what you're trying to say, but the phrasing makes me uncomfortable.
And that's why you should be worried. You have to fucking be worried about how you.
So was that your celebrity crush as a kid?
It was one of them. No, there was definitely there was a lot. Christy Carlson Romano from Even Stevens was ooh baby. And then we also had I'm trying to think. What are my favorite fucking shows
in this segment? Matt lists off children.
Nani from Lilo and Stitch, dude.
It's a cartoon character. Okay.
Oh, dude,
she was
fucking so fire. But she was 21 in that movie.
She was an adult.
But she was 22 or some shit like that. So absolutely, she could fucking get it then and now.
Okay.
And you can't say nothing about it. You can't tell me nothing.
It's a cartoon. I guess you're fine on that one.
It's not the cartoon part. It's the age part. Chris, do you have a you should be worried? Should we fucking get out on that?
I got a few things you should. First of all, I'm very worried about Matt. I'm gonna have to make some calls about that after.
Why? About what?
Nothing.
Right.
Well, this relates back to our space theme, which I think we've gotten derailed off into global politics. But my you should be worried is I think you should be worried about aliens.
I'm surprised we went this entire episode without bringing it up once.
I thought it was going to come right away.
Oh, when we did a little bit. Tardigrades.
Are you worried about aliens?
Am I worried? No, I'm fucking excited for aliens.
What if they're mean?
They're not going to be mean. I'm too lucky. I'm too lucky as a person. They're not going to be mean to me.
I hope the aliens are mean and they kill like 80% of the human population, but then they see me and I'm so lovable. I'm like a little dog and they keep me as a pet because they just love me so much.
Yeah.
And then they like keep me in their like in a palace.
Yeah.
And they just like bring me earth women.
Oh shit.
Because I'm just like, I'm lonely.
Want to see how this guy...
Can you bring me earth women? They're like, oh, Chris, you're my favorite. Because they'd call us aliens. They're like, you're my favorite alien I've captured. Of course we'll go abduct some earth women for you.
Holy shit.
What do you like? And it'll be like Tinder where I swipe, but then just everyone...
They get teleported right to you?
Everyone I swipe on, just
That's so funny.
A flying saucer comes down and just beams them up.
Gets them.
And I'm like, hey, babe, what's up?
Everybody's living in fear.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking tired. That'd be so good. Everybody on Earth's like, oh, what's that thing in the sky? And then all the hot women start going up and they're like, what's going on right now?
Every girl starts wearing long sleeves to hide their tattoos and they like take out their septum piercings, try to like cut their bangs off.
The aliens start like being way too patternistic about it. And so women start covering up their shit. I love that. It doesn't stop Chris's memory.
All the mentally ill.
It doesn't stop his memory from high school.
All the mentally ill alcoholic goth women kept getting pulled up into the sky. What do we do?
There's a pattern amongst these. Can you imagine? It's like it's a TV show about a town cop.
Yeah,
and like
all these figure out what's
like why is there a pattern as to all these abductions? And you figure out at the end of the episode aliens are real, and they have this one kid that's requesting hot women.
They're like, why do all the girls from the Suicide Boys concert keep going missing? Every time there's a Suicide Boys concert,
these Mac Miller bitches fucking disappearing.
That'd be great. Imagine you're just like a hot chick. You're like 25, prime of your life, having a great time, and you just get pulled up into space on your drive home from work one day, and you're just in a spaceship with me, and I'm like, hi, my name's Chris. Welcome to space. You're my wife now.
And they're like, I want to go home. You're like, you can either fuck me or get disintegrated.
That makes it seem...
Well, that's what it is, though.
No, and they're like, my other wives wanted to go home, and I just point out to space of like their bodies floating around the ship. They just got sent out like an Among Us. Yeah, so I think you should be worried about aliens. If you're an attractive young woman,
you should be worried about aliens.
Fucking worried about aliens.
Especially if they have access to Chris Warren.
Because when Xandar, the Destroyer, comes down here and he sees my tight...
will not be Xandar.
When he sees my tight 5, he's going to be like... he's gonna be like, Chris Warren, I want you to live as my weird, like, house pet. And I'll be like,
he grants you immortality, dude? I would love immortality.
Oh, no, I want to die in, like, the next... month.
Fuck, dude. Me and you are opposite people. But it's also like we treat our bodies the opposite way.
Yeah, you'd think.
I live like I want to die next month, and you don't do alcohol anymore, which is basically like immortal.
Well, no, that's the thing is like you'd look at me and Matt and you'd think I'm healthier. I just don't have weight on me. My insides are probably worse off than Matt's.
Yeah, and you got to think about mentality-wise.
Yeah.
You know? We've said it before. You should be worried. The only podcast is you don't know who's going to die first. It's a perfect tagline for our fucking pod.
Dude, I'm just so hyped on just like the aliens going around and me just swiping right on women and them being beamed up.
I would do that. I'd be like, "Yo, aliens, you got access to Carmen from George Lopez years ago?" It's the years ago part. It's the years ago part. But like, no, but like also aliens like make me younger too. So it worked. Makes sense.
I like how you're finding loopholes for pedophilia. That's not.
I don't know if I would date Carmen now.
I feel like Matt's gonna be like, wouldn't it be cool if like the aliens gave me like an island where like I could go?
Rhymes with Schmepstein. Yeah. Holy shit, dude. Guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of You Should Be Worried. If you enjoyed, please give us a like and give us a comment. How about you comment on how worried you are about us? And then also, I don't know, fucking share this. You don't share it, but like press the share button. I think that helps. That does something to the algorithm. I don't fucking know, dude. Honestly, send this to your mother. Tell her I said hi. My name is Matt Lopes. You can find me everywhere on social media. Chris, where can they do with you?
Hey everybody, my name's Chris Warren. You can follow me at Chris Warren Comedy on Instagram. Got all the show dates for April up, so we got a lot of fun stuff going on. Hope to see you at some stuff. Mm-hmm. And also, don't forget our wonderful producer who now has his own microphone.
Ben Ralph Macchio Kirsch.
_28.
Hold on. Say that again.
Oh my God.
Go again.
BennyBoy_28, and also follow In the Making.
Yeah, In the Making.
ITM on everything.
Fireplace. They do really good sketches, so please check them out.
And follow the podcast Instagram. You Should Be Worried.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look at Malcolm, dude. He's waving.
Look at him. Look at him. Good boy. Thank you guys so much. Let me just fucking cue up this outro music. Chris, what should they? Any last words for this episode?
I can't wait for the aliens to come.
Okay. And have a good night, guys. Get home safe. Get it, Malcolm. Get it. Get it, bitch. Get it.